And I'm going to be going through a price ladder analysis stream for you guys today. Today I'm going to be looking at the previous non-farm payrolls report and a setup that we saw in the Euro USD futures. Obviously, reason being why I'm going for this because we have on Friday the all-important non-farm payrolls report. I think it's important to get acclimated with the price action that we saw in the previous one or how it's been reacting recently so that we can know how to react to it when it does come out in the future one. So what I'm going to be using is obviously the Futex Live replay software, replay environment, just to reenact that price action in the order flow. And we're running a little bit of a drill here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So as we said, we're going through the price ladder analysis. And we're doing this for the Euro USD futures. Now, the date that the last non-farm payrolls came out, so the NFP figure came out on the 8th of January 2016. And with that, we also had the average hourly earnings. Now, the expectations for this figure, so the expectations and the actual figure we'll put here, the expectations was for 200K and for 200,000 jobs to be created in the month of December. And the average hourly earnings or the growth of earnings was expected to be at 0.2%. So we'll play this replay for you guys. So you guys can see how Euro USD enacted. My ladder is right here on the right. You could see we're going to be starting off at 108.78. So that's 1.0878 in the futures market. And then we'll see how it kind of reacted when the actual figures came out. So we're starting off here, as you can see, the replay environment started up. We're currently trading 108.83, 84. You're going to start seeing the book is now getting very, very thin. As you can see, the bids and offers are getting very, very thin. So the number's about to come out. We should be expecting a number to come out anytime soon. There we go. The numbers just come out. We've gotten a 292,000 and a 0.0%. So it actually no growth in average hourly earnings on the year so far. So this is how we're trading now. We've made a low all the way down to 108.12. So you can see that is where we made our low. We've just been trading up to about the 43 mark, and we're just kind of ranging in this area now, trading between 34s and 40s. Very, very blippy, quick price action. So we want to just try and stay kind of tuned in here. We just got down to about the 28, 29 region. We just bid back up again. So we know that our very, very recent low came in at around 28, 29 in here, and we've been as far up as about 41, 42 area in here. So this is where we're ranging in between, and this is where we're doing a lot of our auctioning at the minute. So we're just going to take a look at how the market now reacts around this area and see if we want to interact with it. It seems like we're finding a little bit of a ceiling up here at 40s, 41s. We might want to look for a short out, but on the same token, watch out because, guys, average hourly earnings are more important at the minute than the actual NFP figure because you need average hourly earnings to grow in order to get real inflation. So at the minute, we're kind of trading around the 32 mark. You could see the lot sizes are going in typically between 5 and about 20. Occasionally, we get a bigger sized clip go through the market and the bids and the offers, and that's where we really want to be paying attention to, where the 100 lots are getting clipped, where the 150, 200 lots are getting clipped. Effectively, you could see really we're only doing between, like I said, 5 and 20 lots on average. We're just trying to make our way through the 28s here. I'll just delete some of this stuff here. You can see we just made our way through these 28s. Let's just see how we act once we get through. We're kind of stalling out, getting a bit of a slowdown because it seems that there's a lot of price action for the platform to read. We're just trying to hold our way just below these 28s. And as you can see, the market's somewhat trying to hit the bid, as we would say, into these 21s, 22s, and 20s. But someone seems to be absorbing this area. See, 20 lots trying to hit the bid at 21s. Someone's reloading the here at 21. So at the minute, we're getting some absorption, some reloading in this 21, 20 area. Notice every time we get down to this level, someone's trying to hit the bid, as we say, and someone's reloading and putting more on the bid, more size, and refreshing the amount of bids that are offered there. So at the minute, we're just testing up at these 28s again. Now notice, if we get through these 28s, 29s, there's probably quite a few very weak shorts that are in the market between 20s and 28s that might need to cover between, these 28s and possibly take us back up to our previous resistance at 40. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. If we get a bit above here, notice there's a 68 lot just popped in here at 28. Just buying in front of this guy here at the minute because he seems to, someone's trying to take this up above. We're going to try and bid a little bit more ahead of this area because effectively we're paying for a bit of a pain trade. We're playing for those that have been in taking this trade on just below those 28s. We're effectively playing for them to start stopping out above these 28s and 29s. We're not getting filled here at 30s, but we've got our initial 5 lots on, which we're happy with. We've got a 70 lot just sitting there above 30s. We're going to try and lift our bid up to 31s to see if we might get a fill. We don't really want to get too aggressive here because the higher we hit market, the less risk reward ratio we're going to get. So we're going to try and scale out some of our contracts here. We've got 3 lots here, and we've just broken through those 41s. We're leaving just 3 lots here just to kind of manage our position. I'm going to remove that 5 lot now because essentially we're a little bit too far from that region. And we're going to see how the market reacts around these 40, 41s now. Now we have another level of confidence that the market might actually want to try and push for a higher level now. It's 100 lots just bidding here at 42s. I'm going to try and stick a few more lots in here, maybe another 7 lots, take me up to about a 10 lot. I'm just noticing there's 120 lots here at 41s. I'm trying to front run this size here and see if I can get a little bit more of a flush to the upside. I'm seeing a bit of size here at 52s. What I'm going to do is just offer here 52s because even though I do want to get in with a little bit more size down here, I'm seeing that size is effectively, holding the market there at 52s and potentially putting a little bit of a cap on there. So we're just going to scalp this region here if we can for very, very little, just a few ticks here and there. We've just entered in with a little bit more size. Effectively, our stop on this trade now, if you really want to take the trade properly, is below, is below the low of the day, but really, if we want to be conservative, our stop's going to be below the 28 region. I can see here in around 34s, we've got a 200 lot just sitting there. What I'm going to do is actually put in a little bit more size here in and around that region. It seems as if someone's willing to put in a bit of size between 32s and 34s. We know that our confidence level effectively is those 51s. 108 51s is going to be a very, very important level. These 108 51s, 52s is going to be a very important resistance going forward. And in a level that we want to keep an eye on because effectively, if we get above there, that is a very big breach of confidence for those shorts. So we've just got our bid sitting here. We've got 4 lots in, average price of 108.38. We're looking to buy a little bit more around these 34, 35 regions, see if we can get a little bit more in. It seems as if that bigger bid is between 32s and 34s. We get 196 lots here at 32s. It keeps flashing, so I'm a little bit skeptical on how valid some of this size actually is because it seems as if it's flashing quite a bit. We might be getting a little bit of some flipping action in this area because you can see between these 38s, 37s, we're getting up to these 43s quite quickly, and we're just doing this range over and over and over again. So I've got a very, very tight stop on this. Remember, just below these 28s, I'm covering that 5 lot that I just got into the market. I'm not looking for anything extravagant. I'm just looking to scalp a little bit higher, possibly back up into that region around 45s, 46s, and ultimately ahead of those 51s, 52s. I'll leave a little bit if we get up to those 51s, 52s, but effectively that 5 lot that I just scaled in here, I'm going to try and get out just ahead here around this 44, 45 region. You could see we've had a little bit of resistance around there. So let's just see how we react around here. You can see a lot of these offers at the minute are coming in a little bit deeper. And then as we're getting up above where those offers are, they're just pulling. So it's showing, again, a bit of flipping action in this area. It means someone's trying to accumulate a position. Whether it's long or short, we're going to have to wait and see. But we're effectively, the fact that we've gone above these 28s is giving me that little bit of a notion that we're trying to push our way a little bit higher. And we might have a little bit of a reversal on the cards just because we've seen, like I said, lower average hourly earnings. So we've just gone through those 45s. I've just got a 4 lot just sitting on there, just in case we get up to these 51s, 52s again. I'm going to offer a little bit in front of this area with 2 lots here, and then possibly, if I can, take 1 lot off at 51s. We're just really unlucky there. We didn't get filled on 48s. We did trade 48s, but we didn't get filled there. So I'm going to bring that offer just a little bit closer to market, because I'm just a little skeptical as to whether we might want to start testing right below these 41s again. Just brought that in here. You could see the price action is really quite whippy at the minute. So really in this little range between 41s and 45s, 46s, it's a bit of a gamble as to whether it's going to stop at either of the levels. It's kind of just trading between these areas, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You want to be playing at the extremes of the areas where you're seeing the absorption, where you're seeing effectively the players get involved. And the reason being, and a mistake I used to make a lot in the beginning of my career, is I'd see price action in the middle of this little choppy range between 34s and about 45s, 46s. And as soon as I see a buyer step in, if I really wanted to be a buyer, I'd be buying it 42s, 44s aggressively, and then it'd get chopped up. It'd come right back at me, 2, 3 ticks, and have to cover the low again. You want to be try and see where that range is, see where it's moving in between that 5 to 10 tick range, and then get involved at the extremes. Don't be the idiot buying in between or selling in between, because then you're taking extra heat that you don't want. Wait for the better risk reward trade. So at the minute, we only have a minor 2 lots on. We're looking potentially for a move through to those 51s. And at the minute, you could see we're just slowly grinding higher. Notice the pattern that we're creating. If I had to draw this out for you guys, if we take a look at this potentially on a 1-minute chart, the pattern that we're creating ever since the figure came out. Let's say the figure came out here. We saw a big drop in the price. We made a move up, something like this. And then we kind of tested lower to about these 20s. This is the 20s area that we mentioned, the 108 20s. We had those 108 28s in here. And then the market kind of pushed its way higher. We've just been ranging this here, but effectively what we're doing is grinding higher. And what we're looking for is, if we get through this very, very key level that we mentioned, these are the 108 51s level, what we'd be looking for is a big covering of those shorts through there, and then effectively potentially using that as a platform for another bid back up. Now, I'm not going to wait and show you the whole of this replay, because it actually does pan out for the next 10-15 minutes, and I like to keep these clips relatively short. And effectively, I think what you'll find is I cover a lot of this in my price ladder training program that we just started. So actually, look, you can actually see it now. We've just popped through those 51s, and you could see that reaction that we were talking about in here. This is the reaction we're talking about. In here is what we just saw. This whole thing that we saw in here, that quick price action, the quick acceleration of order flow to the upside, because anyone effectively that was short below these 51s ahead of that 200 lot, let me draw in a different color. We had a little 200 lot here. Anyone that's been short in this area here, they've got their stops above here. So as soon as those stops got hit, we saw some quick price action to the upside. But anyway, that's pretty much the what I wanted to show you guys. Effectively, the moral of the story is obviously that the non-farm payrolls number is very important, but do pay attention to your average hourly earnings. It does play a very, very big role in whether the market's going to continue its initial move or whether it might potentially reverse. And if it does reverse, what are we expecting in the price action? Is it a type of price action in a continuation type move? You would be expecting for these resistances to potentially hold for new lows. You want, at the very least in a continuation move, to have that low be taken out. But since we couldn't sustain that offer around here, and we just continuously start grinding higher, that's a sign that potentially we might see a reversal pattern. And effectively, if you watch this all the way through, we effectively trade all the way up through the starting price, which I think was around the 79s figure. But I won't, like I said, I won't play that all the way through. So yeah, thank you guys very much for listening. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and good luck trading non-farm payrolls. Bye-bye for now, guys.